Hello students, welcome. Today in this session I am going to discuss very important few topics related to the chapter 4, that is heat. Yes, 7th standard chapter 4 heat. So the first thing I want to discuss is the meaning of a heat. What do you mean by heat? What do you mean by heat? Heat means what? Heat is a form of energy. Heat is a form of energy. Can you name other forms of energy? The other forms of energy are like light, magnetic field, sound. These all are also a form of energy only. Heat is also a form of energy. Okay. Actually, whenever the kinetic energy of molecules in any substance increases, okay, the heat and the kinetic energy are interconnected. If you provide heat to any substance or object, then the kinetic energy of the molecules or atoms of that substance will rise. That's it. Or if you are increasing the kinetic energy, you are producing the heat. They are interconnected. Then question arises. Can we measure heat without any device? Can we measure heat without any device? Can we measure heat without any device? As we have the ability to sense it, no? So do we need any device, or we just can we use our senses? Okay. Then to answer this question, a small activity can be done in your home only. It is also given in the textbook. In this activity, what we will do, in this activity I am going to take 3 beakers. Beaker A, second beaker B, and third beaker, that is C. In first beaker I am going to fill this first beaker A. I am just going to not completely, I need some space. So leaving some space, I am going to fill this beaker A with a hot water, not too much hot, but it must be a hot water. Okay. And and I will, the same level, I will fill the beaker B with the cold water, very cold water. You can take you can say very cold water. And in beaker C, I am going to mix a equal proportion of A and B. I will take a same proportion of water from the beaker A as well as equal amount of water from beaker B, and I will mix both and I will fill this beaker C also. So I can say the water in the beaker C is quite moderate. It is not too hot, it is not too cold, it is in a moderate level. The water in beaker A is quite hot, the water in beaker B is very cold, and water in beaker C is moderate. Now what I will do, at a time I will put my left hand in water in beaker A for around 30 seconds, and I will, at the same time only, I will dip my right hand in beaker B for around same duration, that is for 30 seconds. At the same time I am going to dip my left hand in the beaker A and right hand in beaker B for around 30 seconds. After 30 seconds, what I will do, the same moment I will remove my both hands. Instantly I will dip my both hands instantly, or at the same time I'm going to dip my both hands inside a beaker C, left hand as well as right hand. Okay, left hand as well as right hand. So when I dipped my left hand in beaker A, I observed that the water is hot. When I dip my right hand inside this beaker B, I felt the water in beaker B is very cold. Now at the same time I am removing both hands, and at the same time in a same beaker I am dipping both hands, but my two hands are sensing it differently. My left hand is telling that the water in the beaker C is cold. Okay, and my right hand is sensing that the water in the beaker C is hot. Okay, same water I am feeling in a two different ways. I am feeling the same water in a two different way. My left hand is telling that the water inside a beaker C is cold, whereas my right hand is telling that the water in beaker C is hot. So how I can trust my sense? So it is very difficult to measure the heat without any device. I cannot completely depend upon my sense to decide any object or any, it may be anything, as a hot or cold. I need to measure it. And or I need a so what is our conclusion by this activity? My conclusion is our sense of touch is not always, our sense of touch is not always a reliable guide to the degree of hotness. I cannot tell how much hot one object is there just by touch. Okay, hotness of an object. This is my conclusion from this small activity. Okay, you don't need any special device, any special atmosphere. You can just do it while taking bath only. You can do this activity just spending 2-3 minutes. Maybe you have already observed this also, no need to mention it. So a reliable measure of hotness of an object, we need one reliable measure. We need one measure to measure the hotness of any object, no? So that reliable measure of hotness of an object is its temperature. Okay, look here. Always remember, heat is a form of energy, whereas temperature is a measure of hotness. Okay, I will give one more example. Weight is different and its unit kg is different. Likewise, heat is a form of energy, whereas temperature is a measurement. Temperature is a measurement of hotness. Temperature is not a form of energy. Temperature is just a measurement of a hotness, whereas heat is a form of energy. So which devices are used to measure the temperature? The temperature of any object is measured by the device thermometer. Thermometer is the device used to measure the temperature of any device. And what is temperature? Thermometer is a device used to measure the temperature. It is used to measure the temperature. of any object. Okay, thermometer is a device used to measure the temperature of any object. So therma, always remember therma means heat. Thermos, maybe you have observed the word thermos also. Therma means heat. Meter means to measure. So both word therma and meter means measurement of a heat. That is thermometer. Measurement of heat is nothing but a temperature. So what this thermometer measures? Thermometer measures temperature. Remember, thermometer measures a temperature, and temperature is, what is temperature? Temperature is a degree of hotness. So who invented this thermometer? Thermometer is invented by a physicist. His name is Daniel Fahrenheit. Daniel Fahrenheit. Daniel Fahrenheit is a physicist who invented the first thermometer, and in his first thermometer he used alcohol, colored alcohol. Okay, actually he is not aware of the mercury at that time, so he first used alcohol which is colored, which is red colored. Okay, you can say red alcohol, because the the alcohol which is not colored, transparent, you can't read it, no. Therefore he used alcohol which is red in color for the first time, and that is around 1709 he first invented a thermometer which used alcohol. And around 1714 he invented a thermometer which used mercury. For the first time the mercury is used in a thermometer around the year 1714. Okay, and the scale used by him to measure the degree of hotness of any object is known as a Fahrenheit scale. It is quite different. Fahrenheit scale. Okay, actually we are well aware with the Celsius scale, because in day-to-day life we use a Celsius, no. So we are very much aware with the Celsius, and we can imagine the Celsius because it is quite easy. 0 degree Celsius means it's a freezing point, and 100 degree Celsius means it's a boiling point of a water. So we can put one imagination how much hot it may be. But this Fahrenheit scale is quite different. He used it in nowadays also, it is used by many doctors. It's a quite a it's quite complex scale. Means in Fahrenheit scale the freezing point is around in Fahrenheit scale the freezing point is around 32 degree Fahrenheit. Means in degree Celsius, 0 degree Celsius means it's a freezing point of a water, but 0 degree Celsius is almost equal to 32 degree Fahrenheit. Okay, 32 degree Fahrenheit. And boiling of water takes place in degree Celsius around 100 degree Celsius. If the temperature of water reaches 100 degrees Celsius, the water starts boiling. But if you measure the same water, that boiling water, with a Fahrenheit scale, it shows you 212 degree Fahrenheit. The scales are different. Like you imagine you are measuring one pen. The measurement of pen is expressed in centimeter, and few students are expressing the measurement of pen in inches. Few say this pen is around 12 centimeter, and few may say this pen is around 4 inches. It doesn't mean that 4 inches means its size will not change, but I am expressing in a different unit now. I am telling this as a 12 centimeter, and another student measuring the measurement of this pen in inch scale, and he is telling it is around a 4 or 4.5 inches. Both are telling the same thing but in a different scale. Likewise, degree Celsius, this scale is different. Fahrenheit scale is different. In Fahrenheit scale you can measure more accurately because the readings are more. Here the readings are quite less. Therefore degree Celsius used by most of the physicists. Okay, many doctors use a Fahrenheit scale because it's a very delicate scale. Even a slight this Fahrenheit scale can identify a slight change in the body, but it is quite rough. No, it's quite rough. Here 1 degree Celsius or 0.5 0.2 degrees Celsius is quite difficult to identify. Here you can easily identify. This is just different scales. Many scales are there: degree Celsius scale, Fahrenheit scale, Kelvin scale. According to the need of the situation, the person who is conducting the experiment uses a different scales, right? Okay, so first I will discuss the types of thermometers. Mainly two types of thermometers are there. First one is a clinical thermometer. First one is a clinical thermometer. Second one is a laboratory thermometer. Okay, first one is a clinical thermometer, second one is a laboratory thermometer. So I will just discuss the difference between clinical thermometer and laboratory thermometer in general, and I will post one more video. In that video it is clearly shown the differences of both the clinical and a laboratory thermometer. So what happens in clinical thermometer? You can see in clinical thermometer a glass tube is there. This is a glass tube, and a small bulb is there below this glass tube. In this bulb mercury is filled. This is a bulb like shape is there. In that bulb mercury is filled. You can say mercury bulb with the mercury, and you can see a straw like tube is there inside this glass tube. A straw like space is there. This is known as a capillary tube. Capillary tube. In this capillary tube only mercury will rise and drop. The mercury will rise and drop. Mercury will rise whenever the temperature increases, and the mercury line will drop whenever the temperature drops. But the way is not straight. Here this constriction is there, little bit small turning is there. It is known as a kink or constriction. This kink can be only observed in a clinical thermometer, not in the laboratory thermometer, because whenever you measure the temperature of any human being or any animal, you need to place the thermometer, this bulb, below the tongue or in armpits, or sometimes the person need to hold this bulb. Okay, usually the doctors used to place this mercury bulb below the tongue for a few seconds. After, they need to check the this thermometer by removing from that person's mouth. So in between that gap, if this mercury line comes down, then we will not get exact reading. Therefore, so this whenever the mercury rises above in this capillary tube due to increase in the temperature, it will not come or it will not drop easily because of this constriction. This constriction will hold that mercury line until and unless you jerk it off. Okay, to reset this clinical thermometer, you need to jerk it off 2-3 times. Okay, then only the mercury line will once again come to this bulb. To facilitate the reading, this kink is provided, and this kink is not present in a laboratory thermometer. Remember, because laboratory thermometers, you need to take the reading when this bulb is inside that object. At that time only you have to take it. If you remove that mercury thermometer out of that object, it will suddenly drop. Okay, I will put one videos. I will show you how this mercury line will work. And range of this clinical thermometer is a 35 degree Celsius to 42 degrees Celsius. Why the range? Means this clinical thermometer will start from 35 degrees Celsius and ends at 42 degrees Celsius. Why? Because if the human body temperature go below 35 degrees Celsius, it is considered to be dead, and doctors will not measure the temperature of any dead human being. So the temperature of human body is always above 35 degrees Celsius, and it cannot cross 42 degrees. Even after a very hard exercise also, the temperature of human body will not cross a 42 degrees. Therefore, a healthy human body temperature lies between 35 to 42, and it is exactly 37 degrees Celsius. 37 degrees Celsius is the normal human body temperature. It is a healthy person's body temperature is 37 degrees Celsius. If it is sitting ideally, if he is not doing any exercise, and if he is healthy, then the temperature of such person is a 37 degrees Celsius. You can use a Fahrenheit scale also. In Fahrenheit scale, same thermometer, one side degree Celsius scale is used, another side Fahrenheit scale is there. Fahrenheit scale varies from 94 degrees Celsius. Fahrenheit scale starts from 94 degrees Celsius and ends at 108 degrees Celsius. 100 degree Fahrenheit, sorry. This Fahrenheit scale starts from 94 degree Fahrenheit to 108 degree Fahrenheit, and healthy person's temperature is around 98.6 degree Fahrenheit. Okay, you must and should mention the unit. If you don't mention the unit, it is wrong. Okay, so human body temperature is in between 35 to 42 degrees Celsius, and exact healthy person's temperature 37 degrees Celsius. And what about this laboratory thermometer? Laboratory thermometer is also quite similar. Okay, mercury is filled here. This is a glass tube and capillary tube. There is no constriction or kink here. Readings are there. In laboratory thermometer, readings start from minus 10 degrees Celsius to 110 degrees Celsius. minus 10 degrees Celsius and 110 degrees Celsius ವರೆಗೂ ರೀಡಿಂಗ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ in laboratory thermometer, and there is no kink present here. Okay, so whenever you need to take the temperature of any object, you need to read the meter when this mercury bulb is inside that object. Suppose if you want to note down the heat of any liquid, you need to read the reading when this laboratory thermometer is inside this water. If you remove this thermometer out of this water, within a few seconds the reading will change, because outside temperature is less, no, suddenly it will drop. Okay? This is the one thing you need to concentrate. So the main difference between laboratory thermometer and the main difference between clinical thermometer and laboratory thermometer is, first one, clinical thermometers are only used to measure the human body or animal body, whereas laboratory thermometers are used to measure non-living things. Other than living things, you can measure any other objects with the laboratory thermometer. Second difference is clinical thermometers consist or possess a constriction or kink. Laboratory thermometers don't contain any kink or a constriction. The range of the clinical thermometer is 35 degree to 42 degrees Celsius, whereas the range of the laboratory thermometer is minus 10 degrees Celsius to 110 degrees Celsius. And this is the three main difference between both thermometers. And what is the similarity? The similarity is both uses a mercury, and sometimes both uses the same scale also. This is also using degree Celsius scale, and this is also using a degree Celsius scale, and both work on the same principle. They both work on the same principle. What is the principle? The metal expands on heating. Mercury is a liquid metal. So this metal expands whenever heat is provided to this bulb. It expands, therefore it rises in the capillary tube. Here also the principle is same. Whenever a hot object comes in contact with this mercury, it rises above in the capillary tube. Both are using same principle. The structure is same. Okay, the structure is same, and both uses a mercury. This is the two similarities between clinical as well as laboratory. Three differences are there. Okay, so in detail I am going to I will put one more video in that these two thermometers are detailed. They are explained in detail. Okay, I will see you again with one more small topic, that is a transfer of heat. Okay, see you again in next class. Thank you. Bye.